What's poppin', yo? NLE Choppa and Ice Spice had an exchange recently that made me, number one, actually check out the NLE Choppa song. I probably wouldn't have seen it otherwise, or wouldn't have seen it when it dropped. And it started off with NLE Choppa posting a cover that was made by somebody else. I'm pretty sure. I think it was fan made, where it says NLE Choppa Ice Spice, and they have a picture of Ice Spice that's drawn out with a bunch of tattoos at the end, or all the tattoos that NLE Choppa has. Yo, I'm stumbling over. This is like a tongue twister over here. But he says she thought I was feeling her. She was right. Laughing emoji. What y'all think? Ice Spice out Friday, and then Ice Spice replies and says, "Nigga fiendin' gotta play it cool." And people were kind of making fun of NLE Choppa because they took it as him shooting his shot, which I don't know if that's what he was doing because he was dropping a song. And then he replies and says what Jada said, "These niggas been on my body." Who is Jada? Anyway, this whole interaction, I don't know if this was calculated. I don't think Ice Spice should get hate for this. Ice Spice is one of those people where I actually don't hate anything about her but her music. Like, her music stinks. It's kind of like Coi Leray. Well, actually, I feel like Coi Leray, his music has actually gotten better, so I do enjoy maybe like the last two out of the last several tracks that Coi Leray has dropped. She's also been very quiet in the media, at least. I guess people have been paying blogs to not post her, or Nicki Minaj has, allegedly. Ice Spice doesn't really do anything other than just put out bad music. Some people like it. I don't know. When I was looking at the comments on that Bikini Bottom music video, it was, yeah, they were talking about the chum bucket over there. But she doesn't do the most. She's not calling out other people. I think this is a playful jab at NLE Choppa, who is one of her peers at this moment in time, and it's a line from one of her songs. One thing that I will give Ice Spice credit for, though, is she has some good one-liners. Like on her new song, "How Can I Lose When I'm Already Chose," or "You Thought I Was Feeling You." Just these one-liners that she drops are pretty catchy. They get stuck in your head. You just remember them. The song, that's a different story. But one thing that I was surprised by when NLE Choppa dropped this song is I thought it was going to be a Munch remix or something like that. But he flipped it on its head, and he just leveraged Ice Spice and Munch as the title of the song to drop a good song. And I mean, he kind of talks about a munch, but he flips it as in like, a female topping. The song was good. It got a lot of attention, and he said, "I just hit 1 million views in a day on Ice Spice. To do that same day Drake drop means we got one, boys. Go." And he even said that the other one was fan art. He said, "This is the real cover. The cover I posted the other day was just fan art." And you can see it's fan art because it has the ad of another person's name on it. So I like the way NLE Choppa's been moving, and I feel like this is an opportunity to expand on that a little bit. I've been thinking of doing this video for a long time. But keep in mind, number one, I think NLE Choppa just turned 20. Number two, he barely gets any promotion. Number 2.5, he's banned on Instagram. So we don't even see him on Instagram. I think he had 7 million, but he's banned on there. He can't post on there. He doesn't really get that much promotion from the label because keep in mind, he has a partnership deal with Warner. So they're not incentivized to push him the way that, let's say, somebody like Polo G, who's directly signed to his record label, they would be pushing him. So he does a lot of his own promotion. He has to get trends going. He has to get himself in the conversation and talked about, which he does an excellent job of, whether it's saying things that have nothing to do with music or his recent relationship that got a bunch of headlines or anything surrounding him. But he does a good job of getting attention to the music and not just surrounding his personality. And I think that's just because he's pretty charismatic. He's got a lot of energy. He collaborates with a lot of people in the internet space. Like, I think he did some stuff. He even did a song with Kai Cenat before Kai Cenat really blew up into the stratosphere. He was already big back then, but now it's a whole nother level. And we also have to keep in mind, NLE Choppa came from Shotta Flow, from Memphis. Sometimes we forget that NLE Choppa is a Memphis rapper. And he was able to pivot himself. Keep in mind, he came out after the guy who did Look Alive, Blockboy JB. He came out after Blockboy JB. They had some songs together. He kind of had a similar sounding kind of music, but not really. NLE Choppa was way better. NLE Choppa actually makes good music. He's a good rapper. He has his own lane / pocket, which I think he's built for himself, and he continuously, I guess, quote unquote, makes the same song if you're one of the people that believes in that concept. Yet he does it very well. And he does that without having fallen into the trap of being this gangsta Memphis rapper. He still somewhat has that persona, but it's not like Pooh Shiesty or Big 30 or Big Scar or who's the other guy that ended up doing a lot of time? I can't believe I forgot his name. The guy that went on the run. He was also signed to the new 1017. Wow. I actually enjoyed his music too. He was on So Icy Boys too, I think. Well, somebody's going to type his name in the comments. I'm not going to look it up right now. I'm not going to interrupt the stream of thought that I have right now for you guys. So he didn't fall into that trap. So he wasn't seen as one of these Memphis rappers that had to beef or had to be super gangsta. He had more of a nationwide appeal. He's been doing shows. I think he went on tour in Europe. That was doing well. He had a more recent tour in the United States. So NLE Choppa's done an excellent job of being able to stay relevant after blowing up at age 16. A lot of rappers have not been able to do that. We saw Lil Pump blow up to heights bigger than NLE Choppa ever blew up, and he wasn't able to sustain it for 4 years. Honestly, he wasn't even really able to sustain it past maybe 2.5 years. And that's with a massive top 5, top 3 hit song in the country. And I would say Gucci Gang was a global hit. Pretty much, it was so simple that anybody could sing along to it, and a lot of people in other countries were singing it. And you can just see from the fact that Lil Pump was doing a tour overseas. NLE Choppa, I like what he's doing musically. I enjoy his music. He drops good remixes. I think this was a great opportunity that he seized, and he's one of those rappers that understands marketing and capturing attention. I think that's partially because he puts out content on a separate YouTube channel as well. But he saw, hey, Ice Spice, Munch, this thing is a big deal. I'm not going to actually remix the song, but I will leverage the popularity that's surrounding her name, and her responding to him just helped him out. And then he leveraged it, dropped his own song where he just mentions Ice Spice in passing and mentions some chick being a munch. So it's probably less than 6 seconds of the entire song. Yet it got people to check out the song, which they ended up liking because it's got over 1 million in a day, which are huge numbers for anybody, not just NLE Choppa. Well, I mean, if it's Taylor Swift, it's probably low numbers. But we're talking about rappers here. That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about when it came to NLE Choppa and Ice Spice. I think he pulled a switcheroo, not only on her, but on everybody, because people were like, oh, NLE Choppa got curved by Ice Spice. I mean, did he really get curved if he got 1 million in a day? I'm pretty sure the success of that song was what was on the forefront of his mind. And I think it benefited Ice Spice too, because it just got her more clouded. The only issue that I feel like she probably has is people being invested in enjoying her music. I think people are invested in seeing what music she puts out, but continuously listening and enjoying is where I think the bottleneck is at currently with her. But there's always time for that to get better. Well, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.